Hello there everyone, Ragewood here, back with a Dragonheir Science Gods video. The sort of chaos of my week has come and gone. Both my weddings have happened that I had to attend, so I'm now here to do some content. Now I did say in my last video, when I looked at the new Fateless game coming out, that I would get back to doing the rest of the bosses for Chief Challenges and the Otherworld Exploration. They're both the same thing. Obviously, Chief Challenges, you want to sort of try and push the highest score you possibly can. Otherworld Exploration, you just want teams that will do 22 million and then call it quits. So at this point is where you're going to start to sort of break down what you have been using. Now, I have done a couple of Fathomdown fights already today, so I'm just going to sort of show you here now. For the Otherworld, as you can see here from the sort of a couple of level 1s and sort of the 90s that I've got sort of dotted around, not everyone has to be level 100, okay? You still want to make sure you're getting your 5-team affinity bonus, which is why I've thrown the random level 1s in here. But you can see I'm doing sort of the damage that I need to do, now I'm just sort of calling it quits, okay? So, there are two things that I'm going to sort of show you, alright? So, I'm going to firstly show you the setup, okay? Now, this was actually sort of discovered by a clanmate of mine, Drager, or Drager, I'm not actually sure how you pronounce it, so... And it's how, this setup is how you are able to get sort of your melee Ice Blast hero, like a Girthin or a Beldau, in without being stunned all the time by Fathomdown's battle skill, okay? And for now, I'm just going to throw in 5 random heroes. This isn't actually going to be what I use. So this is how you want them set up, alright? You want the person to take the heat from Fathomdown and his battle skills to start in this tile just here. You'll notice when that happens, Fathomdown will move over here and it will allow your melee, your Beldau, your Girthin, your Nord, whoever, to come across. Now, before we continue, one thing you don't want to do actually, so you want to make sure it is not a melee unit here, alright? So just for the sake of this example, we'll put in, we'll drag Falosia forward, just put Hivatar back here. So if all goes well, when you press play, it should look a little something like this. Fathomdown, oh, crumbs. I swapped Beldau and bled in the wrong way. Now, if all goes well, it should look a little something like this that you can see here, alright? So, you'll see Falosia is going to get all the heat from the battle skill, and Beldau is just there having a great time, alright? So, this is how you set up to sort of get the most out of your Fathomdown, or to get the most out of your melee units on the Fathomdown fight. So, just now you've seen sort of the setup. So, as we sort of looked at earlier, these are the squads that I've used so far. But what I want to show you quickly is this is the squad that I ended up using for Chief Challenges. Alright, I had Mafinia, sort of as a solo heal in a way, with the Horn in the Ancestral Protection set. Then I had Astyon. Now I had Astyon at the front, so she was the one getting smacked around from the battle skill. I also tried it with Thenia too, got similar scores, so just bear that in mind. So Astyon I had in the serial set with the Witch's Remains, and I had high resistance on her to avoid the battle skills as often as possible. I had Shinna in the new chest that everyone gets for the increase the infinity, and I had, I think it's Nastya and Beldau just as my pseudo sort of damage dealers, if you will, alright. Obviously I can't show that setup because I've already used some of these heroes today, but it scored around 120, 130 million. I'm sure I could have pushed that further with a bit of min-maxing, but the desire to do that this season has somewhat faded, so I was happy with what I got. I remained top 20 most of the time. I think on this last week just gone, when we had to do 6 teams, I finished 22nd overall. But that was the squad for that fight there. I'm now just going to build the team. Decide on my 5th that's not Hivitar. Yeah, build them out. And we'll come back and we'll watch the run through. So here we go. This is the team that I'm going to use. I wanted to also had Finja in it initially. I want to try and squeeze out one more team, and I know that I can do it with Finja on her own, providing I have someone else in a Mona Lisa set. So this is what I'm going to be rocking with. So just got Gulal, I think it's Gulal, yeah, just as our filler. Astion in our Cyril set with our Witch's Remains. Gone for high resist on here to resist some of those stuns. Fathomdown in damage. Bled in damage with the Chest of Radiance. And then another support at the back here. So we're just going to let it run. And see how we do. So remember, 22 million is the score here, or the goal. Now, just to notice something already, Gulal might actually be an awful choice here, because we have the Budgie, which is going to increase the damage that we all take, but Budgie doesn't last long, so it might not make that much of a difference. And there you are, Gulal has gone to... So it looks like we're at the, what, 11 million mark. 16, 17, 18, 19. So now this is where it gets interesting, okay? So we look at where we are. We're at 19 million damage, and we are only 2 minutes in, so about half the time. So we could try then to perhaps take Fathomdown, out, or Baledin out, and make another team. This is where, say, Otherworld bosses gets interesting. But as you can see, well above the threshold here. This is going to be super, super easy. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. I will check in once more before I call it a day today. Or before I end this video, its entirety. Just to show you all of the Frost teams that I do. See if I can squeeze another one out here. So, catch you again in a second. Right, after a little bit of tweaking, I did manage to squeeze one more team out. So I actually have 5 teams done for Fathomdown. Starting with this team just here. So, Frost team. Both my damage dealers are level 90. Yes, they are inspired. And then we had Urion as our tank. I thought I'd try out this new bottle of Luminance just to help push us through. Seemed to work okay. Sovelis, just for the ultimate down, and a Lesser Bay for the heal over time. I think the Senio was putting my Witch's Remains on. Yes, she was. So then Team 2. Oh, bear in mind, guys, so all of these team setups were in the formation that you've seen me do today. We then had sort of Shinna in our Chest Radiance. Zorak I had at the front, just in a Mona Lisa set, so he's not there for the damage. He's just there to soak up some bullets and just make life a bit easier on Aladia to... She doesn't heal, but sort of shield heal, as it were. Gerthin as our main damage dealer. The next team then, this team I somewhat messed up a little bit, because he is another Ice Blast hero that I could have leveled up and put in with Beldel, but you know, that's one for tomorrow. So yeah, we had Vinyara at the front on this team, largely because she has the passive where she's immune to it for 5 seconds. Now, it does mean that she takes the second one, but still only getting knocked up by 1 rather than 2. Makes life a bit easier, especially when it comes to building her. So I just had her as fast as I could with the skill glass in the Mona Lisa set. Once again, Nord, he was in the Radiance. He's just there to give the ice crystals to either Nastya or Roberta. Roberta putting the defense down. And again, this chap here just filling out the numbers, Sadic. Then we came to this team. So yeah, really I managed to do it with 3 people. I tried it with Gardas level 1. I kept getting stuck on 20 million, so I leveled him up to 50 just to get him into the Chest of Radiance, which sort of saw me over the line. Vorish was sat up front with his 330 resistance, and also our defense down. Beldel dealing the damage, Flosia there support as well. And then the last team scored way over, but I just let it run the entire time because I'm not going to be able to make another one, I don't think. And yeah, I used this new guy. I've just leveled him up, Myro. You can see unscrolled. Did the job just fine. Bled in Chest of Radiance. This artifact, guys, for Season 4 is so good. Just gives you that extra little bit, an extra 10% attack and defense. Just makes things easier. Obviously, eventually when we get the team buffs, everything will be piece of poo, easy anyway, but for now it helps. Fina in the Horn. Astaeon is at the front in the Resistance, and then again just Hivatar just to make up the numbers. And there you are, that is Fathomdown. 5 teams made today. Nice and easy. So I hope you guys have learnt something. As I say, you can still use what you've taken or what I've shown today for your chief challenges. Obviously, rather than splitting everyone up, you put your strongest units together, but do have them in that formation. I should hope you score quite high. Most of you must have seen me post that anyway. If you're in Gorax's Discord or the Celestials, I do share a lot of what I find just in general. But if you haven't, not in any of those Discords, and you've seen this, hopefully you've learned something. Look after yourselves, take care, work hard, but as always, play harder. I'll see you in another one soon. Cheers.